is In the Know for Monday, June 28th, the 179th day of 2021. There are 186 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station, 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud or iTunes podcast. On Facebook Watch, on YouTube Live, on Periscope, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. And we'll give you a chance to win by proving you're the smartest person around the water cooler. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. I mean, it's Monday, but I'm good.
And it's muggy.
Yes.
That's one of the first things when I saw you here at the building today. You said it's muggy. You like
Yes.
avocado, yes?
Oh, yeah.
But thanks to you, I probably like avocado more than I used to. You sort of broadened my avocado horizon, so
They're
thank
really
you for that.
good.
But apparently avocado toast is so yesterday. Now, chocolate avocado pudding is what's hot.
Ooh.
Yeah, I thought you would sound repulsed by that. This chocolate avocado pudding is richer tasting than traditional chocolate pudding and even more chocolatey. And the best of all, it's vegan and gluten-free. You sort of draw the line at pudding, period, don't you? You don't really...
Yeah, it's not very often. Yeah.
You don't even like chocolate that much?
No.
So even the avocado is not enough to offset it.
Yeah.
But anyway, just wanted to make you aware that it's a possibility. He is the 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Moscow, Paris, Tokyo, and even East Main Street. He's Sam Gormley and the Sparks. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You made a trip to Great American Ballpark this weekend?
I did. I went on Saturday with my cousins from South Africa, so it was interesting. They've only been to a few professional sports in America, so it's always good because you have to field a lot of questions that even the typical, like even Christy probably wouldn't even ask, and that's no fault to them, just because they've never seen the game of baseball. That's not a thing in South Africa at all, but as they said, it's a very easy game to understand.
Even most Americans know at least some small amount about baseball because it's an American invention, thanks to Abner Doubleday. Some of the other games were invented other places, and we might not know them as much.
It's like if they would drop me at a rugby game, I'd struggle with...
I could know scrum, but that's about it. I wouldn't know anything other than
That's more than I know.
Rugby scrum. Did the Reds win?
They did. 4-1.
Did your cousins from South Africa? Was it South Africa?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, your cousins from South Africa were they confused by the 7th inning stretch, or were they ready for the 7th inning stretch?
They were a little bit because I think my aunt, uncle, and one cousin left, but one of them stayed with us. And I got up in the middle of the 7th inning and started to stand up, and he kind of did give me a look like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, it's
Time to
tradition.
stretch.
Yeah, you got to stretch it out."
Peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
Exactly.
So they learned the song, so that's good. I would also ask you, did you go early enough for batting practice?
No.
Okay.
No. In fact, traffic was a nightmare because they're deciding, the bridge that had the fire on it,
Sure,
now they're
yeah.
deciding to paint it.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
got a huge tarp over it, so it's down to like 2 lanes.
Well, sure.
So it's a nightmare to get across.
They got to paint all that fire marks
exactly,
off of it.
Exactly.
I just know that to people who've never been to a professional baseball game before, if you take them for batting practice, at the end of batting practice, when they take the cages down, they have a tendency to think it's over. So, no, the game hasn't even started yet, so you got to be careful. I also, it appears that you will not have a future as a professional axe thrower.
No, because, and like I was saying, I'm not sure how much the audio picked up. The toughest part for that is you have to keep your arms straight. And I was even making the point, keeping in the baseball, you're so used to when you throw a baseball, you almost twist your hand a little bit when you throw it. And so I kept just out of habit, when you make that motion, you twist your hand just a little bit. And when you do that, the guy's like, you're screwed. There's no chance.
You
got to keep your arm completely straight to do it.
Failure from the beginning.
Exactly.
So you gave it several tries. Do you think that it's just a matter of luck? Would you have eventually gotten one?
I feel like I would have
Okay.
if I would have tried it a little bit more, because I think it's just, like I said, so tough because you're so used to spinning with baseball and even football. It's just a different motion. And
Okay, and how much of it because the camera was on you? Was that unnerving, or did you?
No.
All right.
Listen, we're
were a good
professionals over here.
You were a good sport for trying it. That was my point. Is that it seemed,
I tried.
you
I
gave
failed.
it a try.
As I said, I mean, I didn't expect to succeed. So when you go in with no expectations, you can't be let down.
Was that you that I saw dancing with Marina from The Habit through the city streets, through the streets of Litchfield on Friday?
Don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe
All right.
somebody who was working on my crew.
All right. Well, I saw she was dancing with.
She was very, very nice, though.
With
Very nice.
various men that were, there, and then they, had the girls just want to have fun number and got all the ladies up involved. So it seemed like everybody was having a good time.
It was a perfect night, though, weather-wise. It was perfect.
Good. Another hot day is what you can expect today, and maybe even a couple of thunderstorms. If you like warm and muggy, well, have we got a deal for you? Because it's going to be that way for the next few days. The closer you are to Louisville and that big heat island, the higher the temperatures are expected to be, with highs 92 to 94. So officially the regional high is listed as that. We here in between the lakes, we may not get to 93 and 94, but there will be no mistaking for the mugginess that you will feel. And it will remain muggy overnight, and highs only dropping down into the mid-60s. Now, because you've been good, and you've all been eating your vegetables and working as hard as you can, we have cooked up a perfect holiday weekend.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
It's going to be 80. The humidity is going to be a little bit lower. We're going to get a little rain shower on Thursday and into Friday. But then by the time your 4th of July weekend fires up, 80 and 82, after a week in the 90s, the upper 80s and lower 90s is going to feel wonderful. So
that's good.
Scattered thunderstorms, 93 today. 75 tonight, partly cloudy, scattered thunderstorms, and again, the official high tomorrow forecast for 94. But I think here we'll see something closer to maybe 90, 91. But
at that point, though, I'm not sure how much of a difference.
It won't
90
be.
and 94. That's
feels like wearing a wool coat in July, no matter what. I continue as the days go by. I continue to marvel and just have be heartbroken for the people in Miami that are affected by the residents of the Champlain Tower South. And, the morning we were talking about it last week and I first saw the still photography of the video, I had not seen the building collapse. I had not seen I knew there had to be somewhere, but it was so fresh that I had not seen the actual sequence of events. And when they said there would only one confirmed dead as of that morning and didn't have any other real numbers, I told you, it seemed marvelous to me that there would only be one. And now, as it turns out, they're missing 150, at least 150, just because of the sheer collapse of that building. And as we go by, the more days we go, the more we understand that they had received troubling news 3 years ago about infrastructure problems with this building. The structural integrity was in question. And in fact, many of the owners of those condo units were set to begin making lump or long-term payments to repair, to do what was a $9 million repair project, and then they were still going to do some aesthetics things around the pool deck. But they're talking with people that said there was not proper water drainage, and so the water had to go somewhere. It would stand at times and either wait to evaporate because there was not any slope for it to run off. And so other people are saying, yeah, I mean, we knew that there were problems with this building, but I also can't imagine that anyone was told by an engineer that said, if you don't act today, that building's going to fall down. Because I think if someone heard that message, you would take action and say, well, we have to.
You would hope so.
That's right. So I hope that it was I don't think there was anything malicious in there, but a $9 million repair bill for a building this size and age, It's just heartbreaking. I mean, you know that because it happened in the middle of the night, most people were home. Those 150 people, I mean, most likely they just have to be entombed in that. It's
terrible.
I don't see any other way around that. A closely watched Voting Rights Act and dispute from Arizona is among 5 cases standing between the Supreme Court and its summer break. But even as though before the justices wrap up their work, likely later this week, they could say whether they'll add more high-profile issues to what already promises to be a consequential term beginning in October. You know, we've already seen big news out of the Supreme Court over the last few weeks. We've seen kind of a religious liberties issue on foster care. We've also seen Obamacare stand up to another Supreme Court legal challenge. NCAA. You've had name, image, likeness things. But coming in October, it is likely that our Supreme Court is really going to start to get into even more heavy lifting items such as transgender rights. So the bathroom issue, what you would commonly know as the shared bathroom issue, is likely to come up again starting in October. Continuous religious liberties types of issues will still be at the forefront on what you have to do, what you don't have to do. The Abu Ghraib prison, that's been 2 decades ago since we found out how we were treating some people in that situation. That's still being sorted out. Property rights issue and a freedom of speech issue is still is going to come before the court in the next term that starts in October. So those are things that have such monumental impact on our nation that not enough Americans pay attention to when they're happening in the moment, because Supreme Court, that's the end of the line. When you get there, and the Supreme Court of the United States, who's determined to interpret the laws that have been passed and make rulings, they have long-lasting implications for us for generations. The state of Kentucky, or the Commonwealth of Kentucky, if you prefer, reported fewer than 800 new COVID-19 cases last week between Monday and Friday. In total, 795 new cases of the virus were reported last week. As of Friday, we were at about 464,000 and some change. Since the beginning, the rolling 7-day positivity rate stood at 1.79% on Friday. Map still looking good. Look, Breckinridge County. Breckinridge County is under 1 per capita, so they're in the green. And
Hancock, is that at 0?
Regionally, Hancock says 0, so I guess they didn't have any last week. They've got, they're blessed by population, but still per capita is per capita. It's per 100,000 people. Now, it might not be. It could be 0, but it might be 0.0004.
Yeah.
It might not be.
Because that's one person in Hancock County, probably per 100,000.
Right. It might not be less than 0, but it could be approaching 0. Kentucky is seeking input from broadband providers in the next phase of an effort to expand internet access. Republican lawmakers and the Democratic governor have agreed to use $300 million of pandemic relief funds to extend broadband service and promote economic development. The state is soliciting ideas, suggestions, and comments from broadband providers. The information will be used in determining the questions to be included in the upcoming formal request for proposals. The input will also help determine other conditions providers must meet to receive an award from the Broadband Deployment Fund. The governor said this is the first step towards strategically using these funds to support the construction, development, or improvement of broadband access across the Commonwealth, with our unserved communities receiving first priority. The fund will assist in constructing the last mile of broadband access to unserved and underserved households and businesses across Kentucky. It's vital. I mean,
if we learned anything during the pandemic,
that's right.
It's a little bit important.
Mm-hmm.
Broadband access. I remember, I talk about my Uncle Hub saying that he remembers when the light line, what they called then the light line, came through Pine Knob when he was a youngster. So electricity was received to homes. I was a hybrid in that for a portion of my life, for a very few years, I lived in the area of Grayson County where party lines were still the norm. So not everybody even had their own single phone line, even within the span of my life. And then a lot of people were using wells for water, and then there was county water, and there was city water. And so we've seen these infrastructure things expand and come more into, be more readily available. But broadband, in the long term, almost dwarfs those others that we've understood. The ways that broadband to every home will impact our wellness.
I mean, everything.
It's everything. It's education.
I mean, telehealth, if you want to go there, education, it's...
But even wellness. So think of it this way. If you go to a hospital now, and they want to keep you, a lot of times they say, we need to keep you for observation. Right? They say observation. Well, imagine if every home, no matter where a person lived, they could equip you with a device where your observation is at home, because you can rely upon the broadband being stable enough and the pipe being broad enough that you might have even had to, maybe you didn't even have to come in to be observed.
In that instance, I think of the NFL draft where they had the cameras in the corner of the room to film the family when they got drafted in the celebration. It could be something like that, just as something as simple as an iPhone or an iPad that could, I mean, in a way, it's like a security camera.
That's exactly right. I mean, in our home, it doesn't work as well as we'd like, but we have broadband, we have a security system with facial recognition, so that if something happens and the alarm goes off, it's smart enough, and our security company can see if it's one of us. To know if they don't see one of us, then they know they need to act sooner. Or if you could call 911. And that you could immediately they could be seeing you and you be seeing them in your own home. They could monitor, or law enforcement could hop on the situation, or paramedics en route to,
can know where you are.
Absolutely. I mean, I just think we're still new enough in the information technology age that we go, well, yeah, that internet's really something. The next generation of what broadband is going to do for us as a people, as a society, is going to be remarkable.
Because I always like to think my generation's kids, what will they experience in their lifetime for technology? Is it just like, it's things that we probably can't even wrap our brains around right now, which is kind of crazy to think that we can't even expect what's next.
Will they get to vacation on Mars?
It's possible.
It's possible. I was reading a neat story at Kentucky Today this morning about, it's the 40th anniversary of the movie Stripes. And if you're of a younger age, you might not have ever seen Stripes, but Stripes is a hilarious movie starring Bill Murray and Harold Ramis. It's about two friends that basically dare one another into joining the Army. And so they do. And as the old catchline, hilarity ensues. But I didn't know until this morning that it was filmed at Fort Knox.
Yeah, I was reading the article. I didn't know that either.
It was filmed at Fort Knox. One of the reasons the Army was welcoming, it was post-Vietnam. The Army knew that, well, we need to do something that actually, maybe something we can laugh about the military. And so they were open to the idea and gave them 4 options. And so of the 4 options, Fort Knox was chosen. So that drill scene and all that at the end was actually at Fort Knox. They did it in a single take. One of the reasons they chose it, because they wanted some of their exteriors. In the opening scene when Ramis and Bill Murray are throwing things out the window of their apartment, that's actually in Louisville. So they chose Louisville because of the exteriors. And then the Czechoslovakia scene was actually filmed somewhere in Meade County, southern Jefferson, off in that area. So that's why they chose it. But anyway, it's a really neat story. It's the 40th anniversary. And here's a little factoid you probably did not know. When they wrote the movie, they wanted Cheech and Chong to star in the roles. Cheech and Chong joined the Army, and they weren't available, so they got Bill Murray and Harold Ramis, who they had worked with on Meatballs, which had just come out. So anyway, it's a neat story with a Kentucky tie that I really think you'll like when you, and if you've never seen the movie, take the time to definitely do it. Kyle Busch won day number 2. He broke the Hendricks Motorsports stronghold on NASCAR. So at the second race at Pocono yesterday, Kyle Busch won, and the Reds. What did the Reds do yesterday?
Yeah, you always want to bring it up when
No,
they
I was
lose.
asking.
No, they lost.
they got
lost four to
4-0.
nothing. They split a series with the Braves.
I'm not sure the Yankees didn't get swept by the Red Sox. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention.
I heard that they are now 0-6 against the Red Sox this year. That's what I heard on the.
Probably are. And the golf playoff yesterday, the Travelers. Neither one of those guys wanted to lose. It was remarkable.
I was driving back from Cincinnati and ran in and saw on Twitter and saw people blowing up about this playoff. And I was like, well, dang, I missed it.
It was an 8-hole playoff between Harris English and Kramer Hickok, and it was wonderful. It was bonus golf. It was wonderful.
Extreme.
Yeah, Harris English finally makes a big putt and wins. Somebody had to win yesterday, or they'd still be playing this morning. So it's one of those neat things that happens in golf. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
Attention Warren RECC members. The Warren RECC annual meeting is July 8th and has a new format this year. Stop by your local Warren RECC office from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. July 8th to register for the meeting and vote for your Warren RECC Board of Directors. At 6 p.m., you can watch our annual business meeting virtually on WRECC.com. Be sure to register and be eligible for door prizes, then watch the meeting on WRECC.com.
In 2020, Silverleaf provided services to over 1,000 victims of sexual violence in our communities, and we know more exist. Silverleaf provides services to victims of sexual violence and their families. If you are one of the thousands of victims living in our area, please know that help exists. We provide free therapy, legal advocacy, and resources. You're not alone in this. Healing is possible, and Silverleaf can help you. Please call 211 and ask for Silverleaf, or find us on the web at silverleafky.org.
Mom, Ethan's on the tree again.
Ethan, get down.
Can I climb on the swing set instead?
Sounds like it's time to get all your adventure-seeking kids to Holiday World and Splash and Safari. They'll soar on Thunderbird, race against each other on Cheetah Chase, the first launched water coaster, and get the thrills they love on all the wooden roller coasters. Get your family fun off the ground at holidayworld.com.
Google is going to warn you that your search results might not be that reliable. Recode says the search giant is testing out a box above the results that advises users that, quote, it looks like these results are changing quickly, adding that if this topic is new, it can sometimes take time for results to be added by reliable sources. Google's been beefing up the quality of its searches, recently introducing an About This result panel that brings up a description of the linked website. United Kingdom regulators are opening a fresh probe into Amazon and Google to figure out if they're protecting shoppers from fake reviews. Regulators previously pushed eBay, Facebook, and Instagram to clamp down on their fraudulent reviews. Apple is expected to roll out a new iPhone operating software called iOS 15 this fall, and one new tool will help you concentrate. CNBC says a new focus mode lets you block out all the noise, any notifications from apps and messages you don't care about during certain times. Then you can catch up on all those notifications later. Tech Report, Larry Olson, and...
Today is Tapioca Day.
I'm not sure that I've ever actually had it.
I have. Not a big fan, but
I don't think I'm a big fan.
That's two mentions of a type of pudding, though, already in the show. If you had that on your bingo card, then...
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there won't be a third, so you can go ahead and shout bingo with that one if you've got two. I remember in A Christmas Story, there's a reference made to someone smelling like tapioca, like a perfume or something. And because Ralphie thought it was repulsive, I think in my mind I decided that tapioca is no good. So I can't, because, you know, most of what I learned about life came from Ralphie and Bugs Bunny.
Explains a lot.
I mean, there are worse examples to follow. It's also Paul Bunyan Day today. So go out and buy yourself a Babe the Blue Ox. And let's see. Today is also Caps Lock Day.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Phew.
Yeah. Caps Lock Day. I said over there it's Caps Lock Day. People that.
You know who you are in our comment section.
Yeah.
Not naming any names.
I am troubled. Serena says she's not going to Tokyo.
So no gold medal for her.
No gold medals for Serena. Now, to be clear, I don't know that she was asked to go to Tokyo. And even she says, I'm not sure if I'm on the Olympic list or not, but I'm not going. And she went on to say that there are not, she said she wouldn't go into the reasons, not today, why she doesn't want to go. She said, I'm actually not on the Olympic list, not that I'm aware of. If so, then I shouldn't be on it. There's a lot of reasons that I made my Olympic decision. I don't really want to. I don't feel like going into them today. Maybe another day. So she's a 4-time Olympic gold medalist. Her most recent top finishes came in 2012 when she picked up a gold medal in both singles and doubles. One, I don't think she has the fitness
I mean, how old
to
is
do
she?
it. She's 39. She's not at the top of her game. But these are going to be Naomi Osaka's Olympics. They're on her home turf. You know, she pulled out of the French Open. She's skipping Wimbledon. She is going home to focus on winning the gold medal. And because of what happened at the U.S. Open a couple of years, I think that Serena may be in ways just saying, I don't want to interfere in Naomi Osaka's path to gold in Tokyo, etc.
And she's already had hers.
Yes,
right?
she has. Mm-hmm.
So maybe she's kind of stepping to the side to allow.
I think some of that is in play. I also think that this could be partly Serena's way of being the Princess of Wokington in saying that they shouldn't be having the Olympics because it's not safe. And so I'm not going to go and risk myself and risk my family and risk the Japanese people and on and on. I think this is why she says there are several reasons and I don't want to go into them today. Now, conversely, I'm okay with Naomi Osaka winning the gold medal if she advances and she earns it. Mm-hmm. I don't want the field to be softened in her path to do it. That's part of the Olympics. You need to beat the best of the world in order to get it.
Coco Gauff? Is she?
Yeah, it could be. It might not be Serena. I go back to saying Serena's not at the top of her game, and she certainly passed her prime. But I would never bet against her because she's one of the best to ever play. So I don't. I'm not going to talk about the Olympic trials from last night in track and field because I've not seen them.
Oh, so you don't want to know what happened?
No, I don't want to know what happened.
I was even going to mention it.
No, don't you dare. That's on my...
You mean you didn't stay up till 1 a.m.?
I did not. When they said they wouldn't come on until 10:30 Central Time, I was like, I'm out. I fell asleep watching the gymnastics trials of the women. So it's... I do think it was a good move, by the way, for the U.S. Olympic Committee to move, or the powers that be to move that and let some of the heat subside out there in Eugene. The way it was setting up because of the time change to put them on in prime time, they were having to run them in the middle of the afternoon at Hayward Stadium, and like that, they're seeing record temperatures. 112 was the high in Oregon yesterday.
I have a cousin who is in Eugene, who lives in Eugene, and she said it was unbelievable.
I am also following along in the Tour de France, stage number 1. I understand most of you have not seen it, but there was a horrendous crash involving a spectator. Here it comes, mean mugging. Now watch the aerial. So you see that. So we've got that much. So there's probably you don't get an aerial shot. But
well, you might. I don't know.
There's 140. All right. There's 100 and give or take. There's 140 cyclists. And here's the cascading effect in the professional cycling peloton. A person out there holding up a sign who should know not to be in the road, sends a ripple effect through completely shuts down the road. Look at that carnage because of someone who has decided to tell their grandparents hello on television.
And I love, how do you know which bike's yours? Are you not just grabbing the first bike that you can grab and so on?
Well, see, the number there is on the stem.
Yeah,
but where all
it's
those
just
are,
kind
the
of
seat post. And, but it's...
I mean, and that first guy gets whacked.
Yeah, that's Tony Martin. And
I mean, look, just
right.
Bang, it's
okay. So that's a woman, and they are looking for her. They intend to charge her and sue her because I doubt they'll get anything, but they're trying to make an example of her so that spectators stay out of the road. I will tell you from firsthand experience, if you stand on the side of the road, you know they're coming, and you feel them coming because they're going about 40 miles an hour in that professional peloton.
And it's not just one of them.
No.
It's
a pack.
It is amazing. I mean, the broken carbon frames, it was remarkable. But this is shaping up to be an amazing summer sports-wise because you've got the tour. You have the British Open. It starts on July the 18th. What some people want to call the Open.
Mm-hmm.
It's still just the British Open. And then the Olympics start on the 23rd. And it's...
And then when you get into August, you get college football. High school football.
Are you optimistic about the rest of 2021, Sam?
Are you talking sports-wise?
In general.
Oh,
like for our world. Are you optimistic about the rest of the year?
That's a loaded question.
We're almost at the halfway point. Is
I mean, it's better than it was at this point last year.
True.
So I guess when you're looking at it that way, yeah, sure.
Miss Buckles, are you optimistic about the rest of 2021?
Yeah, I think so. Well, so where you all enjoy sports, I'm looking forward to Big Brother.
Sure.
Love Island.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to do Love Island.
Yeah, I've heard that. And I know there's a specific reason why, which
You're trying out for the show?
I would prefer you did not say.
No.
So are you very optimistic? Or are you somewhat optimistic about the rest of 2021?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably
All right,
agree.
you're with 42%. 42% of Americans are somewhat optimistic.
I have enough pessimist in me to not be fully.
26% are very optimistic.
Good for them.
10% don't know. I'd say there's about 10% of Americans that don't know about anything. You could ask them anything. I don't.
10%? Are you sure it's not higher than that?
Pillsbury's Funfetti is best known in its cake form, but we've come a long way since then, from cereal to Blondie mix to vanilla cake flavored morsels. Those rainbow colored bits have become all types of party foods. Now we'll get to enjoy them around the holidays with new Funfetti candy canes. This does not look holiday to me. This looks Easter holiday to me with these pastel colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
This doesn't say. This doesn't seem Christmas at all.
But I know that they can't do stripes because then that takes away from Funfetti because you have confetti. But I don't know. It just needs stripes on a candy cane.
Brock's is to thank for the new Christmas treat. The offering was recently listed on the website of distributor Redstone Foods with a picture showing off colorful candy. The candy canes are white with pink, orange, yellow, green, and blue specks to mimic the inside of the cake. Hasn't Brock's sort of been lost? Like when I was a kid.
Well, they still got jelly beans.
My granddad would give me one of those Brock's Red Hots. Those
are good.
They would light me up when I was young. I don't want that.
Do they do lemon heads too then?
I don't know. That might be why Granddad switched to Werther's. They were a little easier on the rest of us. But yeah, that red candy and that red cellophane, if he handed you one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know exactly. Yeah. It's like a gumball kind of. Shaped like a gumball.
I want candy, but I don't want my mouth to be lit on fire.
I haven't had one of those in forever.
Nor have I. But so my mouth's watering just thinking about those. It's like, oh, these are going to be, ooh. In the United Kingdom, in Sheffield, England, when words fail, sometimes you just have to cut down half a tree. At least that's what one couple did. Now, before you react negatively, they didn't cut it off halfway up. They cut it down the half. The couple in Sheffield, United Kingdom, called in an arborist to cut down half of the branches of a 16-foot tall fir tree that was hanging over their driveway. The rest of the tree is in their neighbor's yard. So imagine just taking like a slice of cake. Okay, you got a slice of cake and you slice it down the middle from the top. And so the half that was over their driveway is no more. The half that's over their neighbor's yard is. The reason the neighbor doesn't care is because it doesn't hang over their driveway. The half that was the half that is no more, the birds would poop in the driveway and then poop on the cars that were parked in the driveway.
I got a power line over my house, so I get the same thing.
Well, I just love that they called a professional.
At least they involved an arborist.
Right.
Well, by the way, before you think they went over the top, they first asked the neighbor if they would cooperate in putting a net on the tree. They have some of that netting that they use above swimming pools. If you're ever in Florida, if you know, there's a trick that they have to keep birds out of the swimming pools, and because they've got fishing line that runs crisscross above that you almost don't even see, but it keeps the birds out. Well, they can do the same thing. They can wrap these trees with nets that don't allow the birds to get in and out, but you don't see them. It doesn't change. They asked the neighbor if they'd be willing to do that, and they weren't interested in talking about it, so this neighbor had to get more creative. So, and I'm with you. At least they called an arborist.
Right?
Yeah, and not somebody that, I mean, it makes sense.
They just didn't go in with chainsaws or whatever. They called somebody that
knew what they were doing, and they,
exactly.
They went on from there. So good for them. It looks funny though.
It does.
I hope the tree lives. I guess they know what they're doing. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way. Today's water cooler question. Your chance to win is coming up here on In the Know.
Beach Bend Park, fun for the whole family. Summer fun is back at Beach Bend Park and Splash Lagoon. Enjoy 2 parks in 1 with thrills for all ages. There's classic amusement rides like the awesome Kentucky Rumbler roller coaster with amazing twists and drops. Park with wave pool, lazy river, and exhilarating water slides. Enjoy your own private cabana rental. Purchase tickets online and save on one-day admissions, or have twice the fun with a 2-day play pass for only $39.99. At Beach Bend, the parking, tubes, and sunscreen are always free. For park hours or to purchase tickets and season passes, visit beachbend.com. Beach Bend Park, fun for the whole family. Beach Bend Park.
Every year, Kentuckians dump enough stuff on the ground to fill a football stadium 12 stories high. When it rains, all that trash washes down storm drains and directly into our streams, rivers, and lakes. It's time we all did our part to stop polluting Kentucky's waterways. To find out how you can help, visit stormwater.ky.gov. Brought to you by the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet.
So, next week we have baseball practices, a sleepover, tennis camp, and a pool party. And why are you moaning?
Because our kids' summer schedules make my head hurt.
It would be easier if we could all stay connected.
You're right. We should all just stay home.
No, we should go to Bluegrass Cellular. Right now, iPhone SE is $0 per month. We can get our family the right device and peace of mind. Plus, it has portrait mode and a long battery life.
Seriously?
Yep. It's perfect for capturing memories, summer gets easier to manage, and Bluegrass Cellular has helpful support in-store and online. Tools and tips that can help our family stay connected, our way.
I feel better already.
Glad I could help. Now for a limited time, hurry into Bluegrass Cellular and get an iPhone SE for $0 a month when you activate a new line. Restrictions apply. Buy online now at bluegrasscellular.com or your closest store. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
This is a big deal. Now at healthcare.gov, millions more people can afford health coverage. Due to the COVID-19 relief law, 4 out of 5 customers can get a plan for under $10 a month with financial help. From doctor's visits to preventive services to prescription drugs, these are quality plans. You can do this. You can have coverage as soon as July 1st if you sign up now at healthcare.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Core-Mark has 1,000 reasons for you to join their family. If you're a Class A driver, they have 5,000 reasons. CoreMark has immediate openings and on-the-spot interviews for warehouse, merchandisers, and drivers. Available during an open interview job fair on Thursday from 8 to 5 at 1055 Salt River Road in Litchfield. Warehouse workers are eligible for a $1,000 sign-on bonus. Drivers can earn up to $5,000. Hot dogs and snow cones and a chance to win a gift card will be available. So come join the CoreMark family during the job fair from 8 to 5 on Thursday.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Another hot and humid day in the forecast with highs into the low 90s, but feeling like near 100 degrees at times this afternoon thanks to that high humidity. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast for this afternoon and into the evening. Some of these can produce some very heavy rain. From the Wave 3 News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Always means a safe and enjoyable summer.
This is the 105 Days of Summer, powered by the Litchfield campus of ECTC on the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
Taking down your neighbor won't take you any higher. I burned my own damn finger poking someone else's fire.
Today's Did You Know is brought to you by Plasticon. Did you know? With an attendance bonus, you can earn up to $16 an hour, plus a $500 sign-on bonus at Plasticon. Plus, they have part-time weekend shifts available now. Can kind of customize what it is that you need to fit into your life. And then I saw this thing where they have like food trucks and snow cone that like come in like during your shift. And
oh wow!
So anyway, $16 an hour, $500 sign-on bonus. Today's Did You Know is brought to you by our friends at Plasticon. Did you know Kermit the Frog? Sam, this is for you. Okay. Kermit the Frog is left-handed.
Good man. Gotta love Kermit. I mean,
how did they ask Kermit? Like, well, how did they decide? Also, bonus, did you know today? Did you know the movie Dumb and Dumber was 10 times more successful than the movie Sense and Sensibility? Like, well, yeah, I mean,
no surprise there.
It would be. Here's today's water cooler question. You can win by calling 270-259-6000. 270-259-6000 is going to give you your choice of whether you want Holiday World, Beach Bend, or Kentucky Kingdom tickets. So you can choose, if you can solve the question, which you would prefer. 270-259-6000. Here it is. According to a study, men are twice as likely as women to do this, but by the time we reach our 40s, women are more likely to do it.
Okay. One more time.
According to a study, men are twice as likely as women to do this, but by the time we reach our 40s, women are more likely to do it. What is it? 270-259-6000. 270-259-6000. I'll give you a hint. It happens on roadways. According to a study, men are twice as likely as women to do this, but by the time we reach our 40s, women are more likely to do it. What is it? I'll tell you, it happens on roadways. 270-259-6000. 270-259-6000. You get to choose your prize for today. At the weekend box office, Fast and Furious 9 breaks a pandemic-era record. Are there too many of these?
Too many Fast and Furious or
yes,
records?
We're at 9.
I'm not sure that I've ever actually seen one of them.
Yeah, me too. I think I've seen snippets of one or two here and there.
Which I'm not even sure as to why I haven't, because it sounds like something I would enjoy. But yeah, no, I mean...
I got asked for the question again. According to a study, men are twice as likely as women to do this, but by the time we reach our 40s, women are more likely to do it. What is it? I'll tell you, it happens behind the wheel of a car. It happens behind the wheel of a car. 270-259-6000.
I feel fairly. Second one, am I good?
270-259-6000. One of your two is correct. I'll tell you that much at least.
I feel like I'm confident in it then.
Also at the box office, A Quiet Place 2 at number 2. At 3, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Peter Rabbit 2, Cruella at 5, Conjuring at 3, In the Heights at 7.
Have you seen Cruella yet?
I have not seen Cruella
Are you going to?
You mean the movie?
Yes.
I have not seen.
Are you going to?
I've not seen. I mean, out and about, just in general, probably. Yeah, I guess I'll see it at some point. I don't know. She's. I'm not big on Disney villain features. I'm okay. I understand all stories need a good antagonist, but I'm not.
I heard, aren't they going to do one for Ursula too?
The villains aren't my go-to. I don't know. The Daytime Emmy Awards, or as I called them on Friday, the Soap Opera Awards. Yes. Didn't I call them the Soap Opera Awards on Friday? Because they were on, and I said, look, it's the Soap Opera Awards. The Jeopardy was Outstanding Game Show. The People's Court was given better Outstanding Legal Drama than Judge Judy, which surprised me a little bit.
Me too.
CBS Sunday Morning was the winner of the Outstanding Morning Show. I'm telling you, there's a reason I watch it. Kelly Clarkson beat out Drew Barrymore, Ellen, Kelly and Ryan, Hoda and Jenna to win. Alex Trebek posthumously won Best Host.
As he should have.
Syndicated for Jeopardy, absolutely. I also noticed about the award show, can't we look forward to award shows getting shorter?
They should.
Because now that there's not actors and actresses anymore and everybody's just an actor, they shouldn't have two categories. You should just have Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, and everybody's all in that same category, and so you don't give out two of anything anymore. Right?
That's one I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Kim, here's the question. According to a study, men are twice as likely as women to do this, but by the time we reach our 40s, women are more likely to do it. And the hint was it happens behind the wheel of a car. What is your guess?
Develop road rage.
Develop road rage is very likely, but it is not what we're looking for. Don't go quite that far. 270-259-6000, 270-259-6000. Hang on. All right, we're having a problem with that line, so I'm just checking. What else? George R.R. Martin says the final Game of Thrones book will have a different ending than the TV series. I kind of need them to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need them to be in conflict with one another.
Unless that allows them to redo it, right? Because I know that was... I've never seen an episode of Game of Thrones, but I know that it was controversial, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not controversial, just wasn't...
It
wasn't up to standards?
Yeah, it's kind of what it was. And I ran across an infographic with the pop stars who've inspired the most popular baby names.
Madonna. Okay.
Drake, number one for boys.
That doesn't surprise
me. There are 23,977 boys in the United States named Drake. Jonas is at 2, Prince at 3. All right, so I'll give you that one. Miley, number 1 for girls.
Okay.
Demi Lovato at 2. Rihanna, Adele at 4. Lennon at 5 for John Lennon.
My mom will be happy to hear that for number 4.
I knew she would.
I like that.
Betty, the question is, according to a study, men are twice as likely as women to do this, but by the time we reach our 40s, women are more likely to do it. It happens behind the wheel of a car. What is it?
Speed or drive fast?
Speed or drive fast is correct. Speeding. So once you get into your 40s, ladies, you become more of a lead foot, at least comparatively. Yeah, guys just get slow. Like, I'll get there eventually. Hey, congratulations, Betty. Do you want Holiday World, Beach Bend, or Kentucky Kingdom?
Holiday World.
Holiday World it is. All right, hold on. Princess Tiana is going to get some information from you. Very good. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Oh, remind me, one more follow-up on the baby name. I'll tell you after the break. Coming up here on In the Know.
If there's one thing moms and dads can count on, it's that parenting is unpredictable. One of my earliest parenting surprises was when my wife went into labor with our second son. I expected his birth to be straightforward, borderline forgettable. Instead, I had to rush my wife to the hospital at 2 o'clock in the morning, and when we got there, the maternity wing was locked. And I had to bang on the door until a nurse let us in. Once Jean was in the room, I met my sister outside so she could take our 2-year-old home with her. I had barely handed him over when the nurse came running outside yelling, "If you want to see your baby born, you'd better come with me right now." Everything went so fast, I nearly missed it. My parenting surprises didn't end there. Through the years, one of my many hopes was that my boys would play football. I imagined attending their games on Friday nights and spending every Sunday afternoon together watching games on television. And none of that panned out. One of my boys is passionate about chess, and neither ended up loving football the way I do. Most of us would love for our parenting journey to stretch out before us, straight and true, so we could see miles ahead. Instead, the road usually curves in unexpected directions, limiting our vision. Our challenge, Mom and Dad, is to keep an open heart, to stay flexible, and to enjoy the ride, wherever it might lead. For more to help you thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
High-speed internet is coming to Grayson County. Your trusted electric provider, Warren RECC, is partnering with NCTC, a 70-year communications veteran, to bring high-speed internet to more than 7,000 homes and businesses in Grayson County. Visit fiberforgrayson.com to register your interest today. Working from home, virtual schooling, gaming, or simply streaming your favorite show is more important than ever, and Warren RECC and NCTC are here to help. Visit fiberforgrayson.com.
There's a place full of summer fun and thrills for the whole family, where you can fly on world-class coasters and spin, play, and laugh together, where you can ride, slide, and splash the day away. Visit Kentucky Kingdom and Hurricane Bay. 2 parks for one low price. Check out KentuckyKingdom.com for more information and to purchase discounted tickets.
And I drive, and I think about my life.
MB's point to ponder for today. Why is it always the same person getting in your way from start to checkout at the grocery store?
It is so true.
Don't use self-checkout if you're going to be slow. Gotta zip through it.
Again, the one nice thing about the pandemic, maybe not the one nice thing, but one of the nice things is they attempted to establish lane direction in the aisles.
I did like that.
At the store. Now, I would like to see us kind of keep that.
Yes.
To tell you
me
the truth.
too.
I'd like one-way aisles.
Yes.
But I will tell you that I have before, by about the third time I've encountered you, if you're in my way, I'll do a fly around. Like I'll go back to aisle 1 and just start again and be like, you go on.
Especially if you know this person. Because then it's kind of like, oh, hey, because you have to have small talk every single time you see them.
You're on the right track, but I would take it a little bit further when you a little bit know them. If it's someone you really know, then it's no problem. But if it's someone you know a little bit, then it's like, well, I'm out of stuff by aisle 3.
I remember the one time Ted Hill, former girls basketball coach for Grayson County, we kept running into one another, and it was always like, okay, like, you following me now?
Yeah, so how's your team?
Yep. Good, because it was right in the middle of the season. It's like, I'll see you tomorrow.
I got it. But it is weird how that kind of happens that way. On this list of boys' names, now maybe it's showing my age, quite possibly. I frequently do. I told you Drake was the #1 inspiration for boys' names from pop artists. But down here at number 9 is Devlin at 1,751. Exactly. That's the reaction I knew that I would get. So is Devlin a musician? Is there
you are asking
is
the wrong
there
person.
Is there an artist named Devlin that
I
I'm
know?
unaware
I
of?
went to like middle school with a Devlin.
Because if you are fans of the movie Just Go With It, like she and I are, then Devlin means something.
He's a rapper.
Completely different.
Completely different.
Devlin, yeah.
He's an English rapper.
You wouldn't want to be a Devlin the way that they use that word in the movie Just Go With It. Talk about being teased at school if your friends ever find that movie.
It's more of a bathroom humor type thing.
At their house, instead of calling it a #2, they called it a Devlin. So you'd
be a #2.
And it's because Nicole Kidman went to college with Jennifer Aniston, at least in the movie, and they were rivalrous. And Nicole Kidman's character is named Devlin. So Jennifer Aniston renamed the number 2 into a Devlin. So you would want to be, I just think you would want to be careful with that. Yes?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that reasonable?
Yeah, no, I won't disagree.
On television this evening, the Stanley Cup Finals. Now, if you think I'll watch any sport, you are wrong, because I won't be watching. I understand I watch a lot of sports, whether it's the Olympics or the Olympic trials or whatever, but I won't be watching the Stanley Cup Finals. Montreal at Tampa Bay Lightning. And then I will also not be watching The Bachelorette on ABC.
I remember I gave hockey a chance during the pandemic. And because the Blue Jackets are the one that are closest to Cincinnati, so I always kind of followed them. And I watched it. And the one game I watched, it was right before the Reds game. So it was leading in, and I was like, okay. And then it decided to go into about 4 or 5 overtimes, and it was bumping into where I couldn't watch the Reds game. And that's when I said, you know what, hockey, I gave you a chance, and you're done.
I think I have a little bit of revenge sports in me. You know, sports were so hard to come by last year. They were so modified, and we went through that period starting on March 12th where there wasn't anything. It's like, I'm gonna soak it all in now. Today's highlight in history, this date, 1940, FDR signed the Alien Registration Act. So that meant, Sam, if you were an alien, you had to register. So like if you landed your UFO.
Did they go to Area 51 then?
Yes, that's where they've got it. They have a booth set up there still for registering all those aliens.
Is it like like the Peanuts?
If you were ET, you had to go immediately and register and say, I'm here. So just remember that. 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria and his wife Sophie were shot to death in Sarajevo, which was the catalyst that led to World War I. North Korean forces captured Seoul, the capital of South Korea, this date in 1950.
I thought they were talking about the music genre. They captured Seoul.
In 2000, 7 months after he was cast adrift in the Florida Straits, Elian Gonzalez returned to his native Cuba. I think they should do a movie about Elian Gonzalez.
Why do I know that name?
So there was a big controversy. Like he was just set adrift and hoping that if he made it to the United States, that somebody would take him. He was a little boy from Cuba. And Janet Reno was the attorney general at that time, and she had to send him back. It was a big controversy, and they sent him back. That was 21 years ago. I'd like to know what Elian Gonzalez is doing now.
Yeah, me too.
I think it would be a kind of a neat story. A neat, maybe even a movie. Mel Brooks is 95 today. Spaceballs to you. Spaceballs and Blazing Saddles
Love
to
that.
you.
Love that movie.
Two great movies. Leon Panetta is 83. Kathy Bates is 73.
Oh.
Now, I like Kathy Bates. She's been in a lot of good things, but no matter how hard she tries, no matter how many comedies she's in with Melissa McCarthy, she will still be the star of Misery.
Absolutely.
Whoa. I mean, it's chilling. John Elway is 61. John Cusack is 55. Elon Musk is 50. And Kelly Pickler is 35.
Why did I think Elon Musk was younger than 50?
Pickler. He's my age.
Yeah, I would have thought he was like 40. I guess I don't know.
I can't say either. Henry VIII, born in this state in 1491. Richard Rogers in 1902. Pat Morita, born in 1932. Mr. Miyagi was born in 1932. Gilda Radner, born in 1946. Number one this date in 1960. Alley Oop by the Hollywood Argyles.
All know he lives way.
No, Sam, it's not simply a sports phrase. It's also a song title.
Alley-oop. That's the one thing we don't get many alley-oops in high school basketball. I kind of miss that.
Especially not at Grayson County.
No. We've had one.
We have?
Yep, Hugh Jennings.
Oh, here we go.
This is a good one.
1969, CCR was number one.
And it was at Edmonson County, too, which made it even better.
There's a bathroom on the right.
Yeah. So, and Sam, I don't know what you know, but CCR was kind of the start of my broadcasting career.
Okay.
In high school.
Thanks to old Green River.
Yes.
Live.
Yeah, I was going to
from
say, is Dave Ramsey coming on?
Financial Peace Plaza. Listen, Financial Peace Plaza is large.
That's yeah. I've
You've been
seen
on
pictures.
I-65 south of Nashville, down around Franklin these days. Mercy, he's got a complex down there.
Paid in cash, though, right?
Yep. Well, that's where they keep all the envelopes.
I always that show always cracked me up.
That's where you keep all your. You got to go in and pay your utility bill. You got to run down there to Dave's and get in your envelope.
Yep.
You say, "Can I have my money out of there?" Whitney Houston, 1987. Want to dance with somebody? California Love, Tupac in 96. We Belong Together, Mariah Carey in 05. And Iggy Azalea, Fancy, 7 years ago today. All right, MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Make sure your worst enemy doesn't live between your own two ears. Make sure your worst enemy doesn't live between your own two ears. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powered by Heritage Media of Kentucky, WKHG Litchfield, Kentucky, USA, 104.9 FM, the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.